Okay, I have never played Rhapsody 3 before. I have played Rhapsody 1 and Rhapsody 2 before, which I think legally speaking are video games. They do count as video games. This game was released originally in Japan in the year 2000 and got localized for the first time in 2023, which is wild. My position on Rhapsody as a series is that I think it's a really cool idea to make a like Disney princess musical RPG, but Rhapsody 1 and 2 ain't it, so maybe they'll nail it now. But it also came out like immediately after Rhapsody 1 and 2, so chances are they won't nail it. A Daughter's Quest.
Long ago, on the outskirts of the
Literally
capital,
exactly the
there
same
was a
song
village
from
called Orange.
Rhapsody 1 and 2.
A young girl with
It's not like the
power
same
to
melody,
become
it's
friends
literally
with
the same
puppets lived
BGM.
there. Her name was Cornet. Her dream was to fall in love with a prince.
Cornet, not Cornet.
One day, Marl's prince saved Cornet's life in the Wonderwoods. She fell in love.
I think even doing a romance RPG is a completely reasonable thing to do. But the games are like weirdly male gaze horny too.
To save the prince, Cornet set off on a journey with Kurudu and her
You
other puppets.
wouldn't think there would be this much jiggle physics in a 2D sprite-based game, but they found a way. Daughter's Quest.
It's been several days since Prince Ferdinand was kidnapped by that evil witch Marjorie. And sure,
It's funny
I
that they're
set
really
off on an
committing to her
adventure
name being
rescue him.
Marjorie and not Marjorie.
I still don't have any leads. Right before I left, I met with Queen Sigrind, the prince's mother. Though she tried to hide it, she seemed overcome with grief. That's not surprising, really. Anyone would feel the same if their child was
You see, this
kidnapped,
whole
right?
game is voice acted because Rhapsody
At least,
2,
I think
like
they would.
a third of it was voice
I don't
acted.
really
It
have
seemed
any
completely
first-hand
arbitrary what was
experience
and
with
wasn't.
parent-child relationships, growing up without a mother and all.
Okay.
Mothers. I wonder what kind of person my mother was. Mom. Hey, Kurudu?
Yeah?
This little one is Kurudu. She's a puppet that's been by my side for as long as I can remember. She's also my best friend. Where are we exactly? We've been in the woods for days. We're not, lost or something, right?
Oh, don't worry, we're fine. We just don't know where we are, and we misplaced our map, and we're running out of food as well.
Okay.
That's lost. Really lost. And we got separated from the puppets when we got attacked by monsters. So aren't we in a very bad spot?
Assume the 2000 game was also had like a pseudo 3D environment that you ran around on.
Stop worrying.
They were puppets in the
Everything will
previous
be
game.
alright.
Those are the exact same sprites.
Maybe you could stand to
I don't think they
worry
were
a little bit.
particularly iconic though.
Jeez, you are such a downer, Cornet. So we're lost. Big deal. It's not some huge problem. Don't I always tell you to take the initiative? As long as we keep moving forward, then eventually we'll reach our goal for sure.
Musical number? Like, this should be the focus, I think, if you're going to do your Disney musical game. It was pretty funny, though, where it was like, okay, so we got a little opening section, but we don't really have anything visually interesting to show you, so we're just have her fly around for, like, 15 seconds before the singing starts. Thanks, Goodoo. This is a higher effort sequence than what's in Rhapsody 1 and 2, so... Countdown to Jiggle Physics was 4.5 minutes. Jiggle Physics B-Ladies, who that exact enemy was in Rhapsody 2, though, so I don't know if it counts as new. Nope, nope. Our friend with the gun also. We have to, like, murder these monsters now, though, right? Even though we all sang together. There's at least some, like, interesting scripting happening there.
Wait, when the heck did you pop up? Hop up! How dare you call my graceful air and my fine manner of walking hopping up?
Oh, so what? You popped up, so I said you popped up.
So she's not literally the same character as the previous two games? It's like it's always been...
This girl is Etwall Rosenqueen, the only child of the richest person alive, the president of the Rosenqueen Company. We were friends when we were little, as I'm sure you have no doubt noticed. Nowadays, we always get into fights. However, for some reason, we've been working together an awful lot lately.
All right, all right. Can we leave the customary niceties at that? Anyway, Etwall, what are you doing in a place like this? Are you lost too? Do you really think I, Etwall Rosenqueen, would do such an idiotic thing as lose my way? What a foolish notion.
I like her new
I
voice
prefer you
actress.
call it a grand journey of adventure, if you'd be so kind. So, you're lost?
There's this weird, like, really thin outline on the sprites. It's like too thin, right?
Searching for this child's home.
It's like 1 pixel wide, so it's not the same outline as the actual
Child.
original pixel art. It looks like the individual pixels in her art are like 4x4.
This is exactly why I detest small children. Come now, stop hiding over there.
The hell is
What's
this?
the deal with her? I don't even know where to begin. My nerves are completely shot. It's been an absolute nightmare ever since I found her lost in the woods, you know? She walks so slowly, cries at the slightest thing, wets her pants. Hey, I never wet my pants. Oh, hush. All right, I exaggerated a bit. What does it matter? Anyway, on my way to take her home, I just so happened to bump into you two.
I'll try to turn the music volume down relative to
We ended up
the
getting
voice
separated.
acting.
It's been one disaster after another.
Huh? You're taking her home?
So is this like
You, Miss
a
Childhair?
prequel to Rhapsody 1? Because we're playing as the characters from
that's why
Rhapsody
I'm
1 when
so
they were
troubled.
younger.
But when one door shuts, a plain girl will open another for you. You've appeared at the perfect time, so I'll pass the baton on to you.
Hey, wait a second there. Did you seriously just seize the opportunity to call me plain?
Now then, I'll be on my way, so pardon the intrusion. Bye! Right. What do we do now?
Well, obviously, we don't really have a choice, do we? Hey there, what's your name?
Ellie?
Are you okay? That girl who just left, she was kind of scary, wasn't she?
Yeah, a little bit. But she battled this huge monster that was trying to eat me.
She did? Well, Etwall's kind of like a monster herself, but... Can you tell me where you live, Ellie? It'd be nice if there was some sort of obvious landmark.
My house is, it's in a village with a huge mushroom.
A huge mushroom? Well then, why don't you stick with us and we'll head to that village, okay?
Really? Thank you.
Okay. Amulet acquired. She's not actually a party member. It's really funny. Like, we both already have an amulet equipped. Okay, but we have multiple slots to equip multiple amulets, I see. And the audio settings aren't available. I'd have to do it on the title screen. Let's go to the title screen and do it, though. Options, BGM volumes, turn it down to like 50%. Then keep voice at max. Alright. Specials, horn, restore ally HP slightly. Thunder, scale dust. Oh, do we actually have like real stats now? 'Cause previously you would just use money for MP, and it was like a really weird relationship because you always had way too much money. This is like either a prequel or an interquel to the first Rhapsody. Jelly Mama joined the party. There's Jelly Mama. That's kind of interesting to have them be like Pokemon. So now this is almost more like and they can also have partners? Interesting. It's more like Shin Megami Tensei now, I guess. Instead of all of the puppets just being like spell equipment. I like that better, at least. It didn't feel super worth collecting all of the puppets in the previous two games. Level up. Is this like actual dungeon design? Do they like show me the chest in the foreground so that I knew to check that way first? There's like a complete lack of dungeon design in the other games. Increase monster encounter. What? I don't want that. Why would you give that to me as my first item? Every dungeon was like the same repeating screen like 16 times. This is kind of crazy that this is like actually is more of an attempt to be a game, it seems like. Just having MP in the first place is great. Wristbands. Every man wants a strong, clenched fist. The fuck does that mean? Really significantly boost my attack. Okay. Oh, we just get a bunch of those then, right? That makes me worried that the game is going to require me to grind later. I'm not going to sell that just now, but... I want them to do decent damage as well. I can't be your guide. Previous chapters. No monsters to summon, that's kind of weird. If you return monsters to the wild, then... This has to be one that's not in my party or something. Oh, a monkey. Okay. The thing that really bothered me about the previous Rhapsody games is that I felt like they did a bad job of being a Disney musical game, and they didn't do a good job of being like a intro to JRPGs either, because I think that's also a completely valid thing to try to do. They just felt like they were mostly wasting time. Because every dungeon is like the same repeating screen like 38 times, right? This seems like there's a little bit more work so far. It wouldn't make an indie solo RPG Maker dev blush like Rhapsody 1 and 2 would. Our iconic puppet Shartae. She's a shart with the pinky finger extended. It's classy. I'm surprised why they set this during Rhapsody 1. They did make a new cornet outfit. So it said Shartae joined. I see. To like make a partner for everyone is the idea. Okay. So that's weird. Some of them are party members, and some of them are still like equipable magic, I guess. They're like materia almost. Look, there's a little, that's like a thing. It's not amazing. My mind is blown by these little lily pads. Like, they don't seem very impressive, but that's like 100 times more interesting than anything in any dungeon in either of the first two Rhapsodies. Literally just like a flat path that you walk back and forth in with like random doors that occasionally have a chest in them. Is every other Rhapsody dungeon. It's like between Rhapsody 2 and 3, the developers like develop shame. Only ever heals me, though. I appear to have a hit points bar, but
After all, we've got to take the initiative.
the bar doesn't go down when I take damage. Okay. Ellinger Valley. Okay. Whoa, look at the camera turning. That's Eric. That's actually pretty funny. That's like funny on purpose. Yeah, I'll start with E. So is the mushroom being named Elizabeth in Dark Souls? Is there some kind of joke about a mushroom's name starting with E? None of that, please. It's kind of cool to be like, oh, you recruit this important monster, and there's like at least some story there. And everyone has tutorial text. If you can hear me, then maybe you're an ancient. Okay. Make sure I save whenever I get to one of those. I don't think puppets talking is that uncommon. Give love to mushrooms. I'm gonna go farm Inodium, I guess. No, I won't. Okay, you can pass. It's cute, though. King oyster mushrooms are named eringi in Japanese. I see. That's where you'd get Elizabeth, I guess, right? You're an Ellinger or even a toad. Shove her into me. Enters below level 5, shouldn't head further. Keep training. We'll see if they're serious about that. Why can't I move them forward and back? That's weird. Sufficient attack. No, this is sufficient attack. Okay. Actually had someone die, so that's an improvement.
Take the initiative.
This goes down to 1 HP, okay. I'd rather grind here. I need to get the 300 in Nodium to free that guy, too. It's weird. It's like almost like you can have 8 party members. You can only pick 4 of their attacks at once, but it's at least something different, right? Nice job, team. One more should be enough money to buy something. It's really tanky. It's a lot of Anodium. All right. This game feels significantly more like a game than the first two. So I don't have like crazy high standards. Like if they want to make it, you know, a kind of beginner's RPG, that's completely fine. It just felt to me like Rhapsody 1 and 2 weren't beginner RPGs. They're practically non-games. This is Etoile's assistant guy. Joins the party is kind of interesting. Alright. Can he use puppets too? Long sideburns. One of these houses had a statue in it, yeah. Sells more clenched fists. Hand power. Can I not wear 3 of the same item? Is that what we're saying here? Interesting. Probably good to like not let me just stack the same stat 3 times, because that was really powerful in the first 2 games. Okay. Science won the day, you say? I think leveling up doesn't just like completely refill you. You basically never needed to heal in the first 2 games because you would be leveling up constantly and nothing ever did enough damage that it mattered. Occasionally you'd get a boss fight that was actually hard, but it was hard to tell.
After all, we've got to take the initiative.
Eddie, 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 Eddie. Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. Eddie!
I'm gonna farm that up really quick.
Science won the day.
150 Nodium. Okay, so I gotta get that dinosaur enemy. You guys only take damage from magic, it seems like. So they can be assisted by a puppet, but can't control the puppet is the idea. Only Cornet can do that. They have a whole thing about taking the initiative. And he's dead. Fungi Mark 6 joined the party. Okay. Interesting, they like all affect her stats. It's kind of cool. Pretty big stat increase to having her as my own puppet. Carry break. Put all enemies asleep might actually be helpful here, I'd say. Immediately wake it up. Of course I did. Sleep sucks ass. Got it. Combo attack's kind of cool too. This is a very Secret of Mana song, I think. The auto battle just smoothly running turn to turn feels pretty nice. Since the enemies can attack on top of each other. Yeah, I guess at some point you have fucking 12 things, because you have 4 party members, each of whom can have 3 puppets. That's kind of cool. It's like ridiculous, but at least go ridiculous with it, right? Great work, team.
After all, we've got to take the initiative.
Ghost decided to join your party. Okay. Ghost kind of sucks. No, we... Said Kuru is the party leader with 3 Ellingers as her partners. That's weird. Okay. Let me make a note about that, I guess. Kuru puppet with 3x mushroom partners gets special attack at level 30. That's like a thing to look forward to. It's kind of cool. I guess the purpose of playing Rhapsody 1 and 2 is to set my expectations, like, into hell, so I could be suitably impressed by this game. This game's actually impressive. It's at least doing something.
I can't bear anymore.
Lord Toad joined the party. Okay. So, like, literally just, like, a downside to equip Lord Toad? Maybe different characters have different, like, compatibility with certain partners or whatever. It's like an affinity system or something, okay. Because I don't necessarily need the game mechanics to be like really complicated or the game to be like super hard or have lots of amazing ideas, but like do something, right? And this one's at least doing something, so that's really nice. So like, what if you had 12 party members' ideas? Pretty funny.
Take the initiative.
Mysterious power protects this door. Okay, is it a yellow key basically? Okay. It's something. It's a yellow key opens a yellow door and I'm like, holy fucking shit, you guys. Rhapsody 3 is a game. Like I'm doing a job interview to like hire someone to try to make Rhapsody but good, or Rhapsody but a game. And like a little kid comes in and I'm like, okay, what's your idea for a dungeon? And they're like, there's like a locked door that you have to open with a key. And I like turn over to the person I'm interviewing with. I'm like, holy shit. Can I stop the auto battle? Okay. They seem to actually like balance around the idea that you get these special attacks occasionally instead of that just being like super busted like it is in the first 2 games.
I did it, my lady.
They also seem to be mildly balancing around the idea that, like, I can get a full heal constantly almost for free. All of them having hit points is kind of fucked up, though. I guess eventually I'll get like a party heal ability or something. Yeah, this is like a dungeon. Bulletproof vest, okay. Heal TM. Every single party member assistant also having gears, maybe a little bit much, but it's okay. Look, it's like, it's a mushroom dungeon, so like, in the mushroom dungeon, there's little mushrooms that you jump on, like, it's great. Mind is blown. Maybe I need to talk to the NPCs that were going on about all the different tutorial mechanics. It's too bad they weren't able to like integrate that into the gameplay, and so they just have a bunch of NPCs that input dump on you at the beginning, but it does seem like that actually matters in this game in a way that it didn't in the previous two. Maybe you want to like have certain puppets need to have certain attributes that you're focusing on or something. Ribbit, ribbit, indeed. I want to know how it's possible that this game is structured so much better than the first two. Like, is it like completely made by a different team? Was this other team working on this game the entire time that they were putting out, the other team was putting out Rhapsody 1 and 2? It's funny. It's got gags and stuff. This is like the most my expectations have been exceeded possibly in my 12-year history of streaming. Like, I was literally expecting it to just be more endless dungeons from Rhapsody 2 with all of exactly the same assets. Like, it's the same assets, but that's fine. I always say that developers should be willing to reuse stuff. We don't need to recreate the cactuar for the 750th time, right? But that's, like, the asset reuse isn't the thing that's embarrassing about Rhapsody 1 and 2. It's, like, the complete lack of care whatsoever for trying to do anything with the video game part of it. I promise to never leave your side again. Okay. So, she should have Kururu, Shartay, and Elkun, right? Party, Cornet, Elkun, okay. And then he can have... I guess it's... like... Because, like, really what's happening here is, like, the developers obtained shame is the best way I could describe it. Like, I imagine there are some game prototypes from smaller companies or maybe more, like, exploitative companies, like mobile game companies today, or I guess it would have been the equivalent of, like, LGN. And some of the shovelware developers for the NES and the Atari, right? Who would have been fine with putting out like a totally shit game, but that doesn't seem like what this dev is known for. That was part of what was so shocking to me. Cross trainers, defense and speed, okay. There's a lot in Rhapsody 1 and 2 where it's like, you're okay with your colleagues seeing this, right? You're okay with like being in the credits for this game and like wanting to apply for a job in the future and being like, I worked on Rhapsody, and they're gonna be like, really? Wow.
Take the initiative.
This is much better. I'm Olivia, the same Olivia that lost to you in the Miss Marl's Kingdom contest. The prince is just like lost in the mushroom dungeon.
I did it, my lady.
I think the thing that really bothered me about the first game and the second game was just that, like, it didn't feel like it was like a scrappy team doing their best with, you know, a limited budget or whatever. It was like the stuff that you're doing to stretch out the playtime, you've got to be like ashamed of it, right? Because it's like shameful. Where you're like literally repeating the same screen 30 times in a row, right? Or you're doing like weird fucked up shit where you like require the player to run through the dungeon and then go backwards out of the dungeon, right? And calling that like extra gameplay. Like it really felt like Rhapsody 1 and 2 both combined have like maybe 3 hours of ideas between them and had to stretch them to whatever the actual runtime was. Here it's like we don't even have the embarrassing teleport to the entrance of the dungeon thing, right? Because they made an actual dungeon. My guess is that it's just like a totally different team. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. And if it actually originally came out in the year 2000, so like Rhapsody, let's see, Little Princess was released in Japan in 1999, and this came out in December of 2000, so like barely a year later. And it's like a huge leap forward in quality. It's interesting that like when the second group of enemies comes in, you can start attacking them before they actually load in. So Lord Toad takes over as your front party member. That's kind of cool. If the objective is for this to be like a beginner RPG, then the idea that you have 12 party members that can do like a little assist attacks, and if someone in the front dies, the person behind them moves to the front, is actually kind of a cool idea. Because then if you're playing it as a more experienced RPG player, you can just like, well, I can try to make it so that my front line doesn't die, right? But if you're not so experienced, you're very unlikely to game over because of that, and I think that's a cool idea. Rhapsody 2, I think, especially had the problem where, like, the final boss was exponentially harder than everything else in the game. The final boss wasn't, like, fair hard. It was unfair hard, for sure. It was hard in, like, a... If this game is intended for kids, then they're not going to have a fun time with this, right? Because the way you want them to win this fight isn't by learning to play your game. Yeah, like this whole golden mushroom door section over here it's been fine. Like, it's just a regular JRPG dungeon, but it's, you know, they've got an idea. It's the mushroom dungeon. The mushrooms make you jump up on platforms and stuff. Like, okay, that's something. It's not endless repeating hallways. Remember, I can save at will in this game. Okay, I got another mushroom key back here.
I can't bear anymore.
All right, man. Calm down. Three items for each of 12 characters is maybe a little much, but let's want to equip this. We want to have that on all of our damaging frontline characters, I think. Who's there? It's the prince. Okay, but it's illusion, right? All by myself. Something weird going on. Thanks, Guru. Can't accept our adventure ending at such a half-baked point like this. We haven't even seen the final boss yet. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's the other thing is, like, the first two games were like, it's trying to be a Disney RPG. It's trying to be a musical RPG. It's trying to be like a lighthearted parody of the concept of a JRPG, but it's like Earthbound already did that in the 90s, right? Earthbound Beginnings did that even earlier. And it's like you could do it again, but you got to do it well now, because it's not like you're doing something new. But that was funny about you got to have more build up than that. Haven't fought the final boss yet. That was funny too. Evil cat enemy? I mean, we're at time, but let's beat this boss and then... Wolfman... Ow, pretty nasty meteor. I like that you don't just like instantly delete the boss. That's nice. Boss is like mildly balanced around the assumption that you're gonna fight him with 12 party members. Big AoE attack that hits all 12 of your party members is pretty cool, too. Uh-oh. That's bad. Using it, keep spamming meteor, bro. Not too much I can do about that. I don't have AoE healing yet. Drop a kettle on the enemy's head. Okay. That's quite a bit less damage than you dropping a meteor on 12 of my party members. Let's go ahead and do Flan. I think that's like 50 damage. Stop that, dude. Damn, that was tough. And I got a whole bunch of XP. If I'd kept everyone alive, that would have been great. Power of the Terrible Overlord. It's funny. I made a funny joke. It's okay, Cornet. Just your friends. All right, so Future Marstead, this game's a game. It's exponentially better than the previous Rhapsody games. Actually, really interesting. Restore all allies' HP. That would have been nice a second ago. It's pretty expensive, though. Okay. I'll try to go to more statues later. You have 12 party members, so you have 4 frontline party members, each of whom is assisted by up to 3 puppets in the back row. And if someone dies in the front row, the back row ones move forward, but they all assist with attacking. So you probably can do auto battle without putting it on conserve in the future. That's reasonably powerful. Everyone has equipment, which is kind of annoying. Try to get more, like, offensive equipment, like the clenched fists for as many of them as you can, so you can do more damage. Etoile and Momi kind of suck right now. It might actually be better in the back row, but maybe mess around with that. This is a real dungeon, so you want to go to the right, pick up the chest from the boss you just killed, and then you're going to find a colored mushroom somewhere that's going to open the third door of the dungeon. Don't go back into the golden mushroom door. You've already done that. Rhapsody 3, it's a video game. Like, it's actually a video game this time. It's not just, I'm not just being mean to it. Like, finally, it took them 3 games, but they made a game, and it's fine. Maybe even good and funny at some point, so I'm looking forward to playing more.